Ogden and her assistant Filomena from Ellna. This is a organization that I have not heard of until the last 2 or 3 months, and with Paula about it. It's a center for dementia and Alzheimer's patients that's in the Lake area. And so I thought, well, that would be a great program to present to the Rotary. And besides that, they gave $1 a pick bucket, so sign them up. Okay.
Larry, so just to tell a little bit about myself, I found myself after my father died with my mom, and I had to quit my job and take care of my mom full time. She had dementia, late stages dementia, and so I had her about 3 years, and in that process, I quit a job that I loved. I worked at Kalo. I don't know if some of you guys know about Kalo, but it taught me things that's really helped me expand a little bit. But with just my mom, I got super bored. I couldn't go nowhere, probably. I couldn't do the things I wanted to do, so I thought, why not incorporate more? And so I had a rental house, or we had a rental house, and I furnished it and opened it up to the public to bring their parent to me as well, so they could work and not have to quit like I did. I wanted to start out a little bit telling a story about my mom. I only had her 3 or 4 months. It was January. I got her in September. I had her over 3 years. She woke up in the morning at 6:30 a.m. and after 10 or 15 minutes, we realized Mom was nowhere to be found. She was not in my house. And it was in January. But my mom was always a cold person. She always wore her jacket, even in the summer. And I said to my husband, you call 911, and I'm gonna take off down the road. And I found my mom 2 miles down the road. She had bad knees. She'd walked down High Hill. I don't know if anybody knows what High Hill is, but I'm out in the country. She walked down High Hill and back up in about 2 miles, and she had this fabric shawl over her head like this. She was walking super slow. And I said, Mom, what are you doing? She says, I'm going to the bathroom. And I said, get in the car, and we take her home. And I said, what was the shawl? And she said, it was Indians away. Anyway, so that's what's happening to our old people. And I love you guys's because that's where I'm at. And I feel inspired to move forward. And it's not just Alzheimer's and dementia. I working full time right now. I go into people's homes. People rather be in their home. I'm finding there's so much sadness. People can't. We have one lady we just started watching. She's got pancreatic cancer, very, very frail. She lives in the middle of nowhere, and her husband's got dementia. And for a month, her husband's been left alone. She was in Kansas City trying to recover from her own illness. Now she came home to a husband that's, and she, I don't know if she can afford it, but she has this just coming 4 hours a day. But it is a dire situation. And we're going to try to hopefully talk her into coming to the daycare. Or we can give her more care and take care of her 24 hours a day. There is so much need. And I feel a year and a half ago, I had 2 people contact me, and I was like, I am so busy and so overwhelmed, I'm just gonna have to pass you on to other people that I know can help you out. And in that process of me doing that, or what I learned from that situation, is that people that call me need me. And I have like 8 people now that I really handpicked that have that compassion, have that love, and I trust 100%. There's been some I've not, that don't have, but these people, these women are all very good. But when these people contacted me and I passed them on, I since regretted, because I felt like the good Lord had a plan. And He sent them to me. And so since then, I promised the Lord that if you send me to Him, I'll make it happen. And I'm going to make it happen. And a few times I've been super anxious. I'm thinking, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And I just see it all fall into place. And I'm able to do it. I'm able to pull from the help that I have, and I'm able to help who I need to. Goals that I have, or that we have, I have board members. There's 4 on our board. We talked about making it a nonprofit, so we can help even the needy, but of course people won't work for you for free. And some will, but we have to support ourselves too, and so I just keep continuing to push forward, and I keep continuing to feel like that this is what I'm supposed to do, and I see so much need. And so we have not made it a nonprofit, but we have meetings. These 4 people that I have, well, I told you, 3 other people that I have helping me have that heart, took care of their parents till they passed away. And we continue to talk about where we should go, how I don't know how to get funding, we don't know how to I don't know where to go, but I just know that I'm just supposed to do the work. And so I think it's a whole bigger picture in my mind. And just to tell you another quick story, this one guy I've been taking care of, his wife is with him. He's had stroke in May, and he was in nursing homes and been in the hospital, and had COVID 3 times. And now he's home, he's bedridden, and she was just super anxious. And, I go and I help her, and she called me this week, and she said, I've got to take him to Ross, and I don't know how I'm going to get him there. How are we going to get him there? How are we going to get there? And I said, what day? And she said, Tuesday. I said, oh, no problem. I can make that happen. She said, how? I said, well, my Wednesday just opened up because that's when I come to you. And so I was able to switch my schedule around and took him to Ross yesterday. And so all I can tell you is that I know the Lord's in charge. And if and it made me feel so good that you guys prayed in here, because I feel like that's where you guys are all coming from as well. And if He knows there's a need, He makes it happen. If I just am a servant in His hands. And so that's what we do. That's what I do.
How many people can you support in your house at one time?
The house.
Or your setup? How many?
So it's a 3-bedroom house. We just added a half bath, and I put in one of those stand-up tubs. Jet tubs, I took care of a guy with Parkinson's, and that was just the best way to give him a bath. We get some of the jets. So we just put that in there, and we have 3 bedrooms, and so I put 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right now. But there's a carport on the house. And I want to eventually close on the carport. That's my next year's project. Every year I have a project and try to put the funds towards and make that an area, and then that will over. And then as I get funds, I'm hoping to open up more room. I visit nursing homes regularly, because some of my people end up going to nursing homes. One of my sweetest was Johnny, and he went to a nursing home because he was so difficult. And I had one girl say, I can't do it no more, I can't do it no more, he grabbed your hand, twist on it, and you're trying to change him and stuff, and so I was the only one that could watch him, and so he ended up going to the nursing home. And he got great care there sometimes, but it is not always that great. They're way understaffed. They can't get to all their needs, and I don't want to be that way. I want to be hands-on all the way, because they need so much more than they're getting in their schools. And I have a rate that I charge going into homes. I have a hourly rate in the daycare. People just wondering if I have a daily rate. Oh, Willie, I have flyers and a business card. And it's located in the country. Dry Hollow, does anybody know where Dry Hollow Road is? It's not far from Mahatonka. It's right that. Willie's gonna be there today if anybody wants to go look at it. The carport is a disaster. We've been doing construction. There's paint cans everywhere. Nobody's living there yet, but she'll be around if anybody wants to look at the house. Oh, also on my paper, it has a website. I no longer have a website. I let that go. I discovered that nothing was coming to me from the website. And my sign on my car and word of mouth has been the best business that how did you find out about me? Was it through Weavers?
Yes.
So it's word of mouth, and in a small community, that's the best way anyway, and reviews. So if you went to Google Maps and typed in Ellna's, I have a little pictures, and I've put pictures in there for a long time, and I have reviews. Lots of people have gone on there and gave me reviews, and I have also references for people that I care for. My family's grown in this process, and so. Any more questions?
Yeah, any questions?
So, do you have people that stay at your home?
It's not my home, but it is a home. Yes. Right now, there's nobody staying there, but I foresee, because several are talking about it in the next week or two, that we're gonna have people there.
But with the long-term care policies, which I'm sure there's a lot of people that have, would that be something that would be considered like in-house care? Or?
So, like long-term for like insurance policies?
Yeah, I mean, like my wife and I, we have a long-term care policy. If I lose my mind, which wait, I'm almost there. I'm almost there, but you know, we get 5 years of care. You know.
I'm not sure about that. One thing I haven't done, and we've looked into it, we've talked about it with our board, is I've gone over the rules about licensing and stuff. And I keep pushing back on it, that I don't want to get licensed for the reason I don't want to be controlled by the government. And so therefore, I have to figure out a way to still get that kind of care, to be able to get payment through them without. And so we've still got to do a lot more research and a lot more figuring that out. We haven't got there yet.
I can kind of speak to that a little bit, just because my parents have a long-term care policy withdrawn, and maybe Tom has some more about it. I have policies can work in different ways. But the policy that my parents on require licensure, it's a reimbursement. It's a reimbursement after those expenses have been paid to a licensed facility. But there are other policies that once you've been declared or determined to have the daily life activities, then you can get reimbursement or just payment directly. You're drawing on your policy, but it's not a reimbursement. So it depends on your policy. I think you should go.
Yeah, some policies are really designed to try to keep people home. And so they know if they can pay a caregiver in the home. So some of them will actually pay for someone to go it's their home.
Is that kind of like Freedom Care?
Uh,
Medicaid has one thing that's called Freedom Care, and they'll pay for someone to come to their home for healthcare, but it's under Medicaid.
sounds similar, but I'm not.
Yeah.
So, but some will, most though are, as David just said, there are reimbursement for licensed facility care provided versus a payment for service. But some of the long-term care policies do pay for some care
Right,
and some respite care.
right. And respite care is so needed, so needed. There was, another place I heard of, this past week called Patriot Angels. You guys heard about that? It's with the VA, I think, but I don't know if it's just the VA, and they also give help for in-home care. It's one of my.
One of the things about dementia that from my experience over the years, used to we always thought dementia came with old age. But there's a lot of early onset dementia, and so a lot of times communities are subject to need care and then on because their physical health and quality is still very good.
I just got a lady 3 or 4 weeks ago that, she's my age. And they moved here 2 years ago to retire. And her husband's just at his wit's end. And she's right at the point where so he is trapped in his house. And I'll get a little text that he says, I can't do this, just, it's just so hard, and so.
Any other questions? Well, thank you so much. Great information.
Fix your